You think I'm funny?
I was with a little person before.
Turns out Blueface might have been doing more than prison time. A guy claiming to have shared space with him inside just poured gas on the fire, saying Blue was being passed around and controlled in ways fans didn't want to believe.
Nah, not like that.
Whew. Is it a girl or a guy?
What kind of question is that?
Whether you buy that or not, the old clips read different now. Those Chrysian comments everyone brushed off, they're suddenly hitting like foreshadowing, and the more you stack pieces together, the louder the alarm gets. But let's be honest, the download rumors didn't begin behind bars. They started long before the mugshots and court dates. Run it back. The first cracks in the straight gangster rapper image came straight from Chrysian, before jail even entered the plot. When she was going off online, exposing him for cheating while she allegedly messed with Offset, Blueface tried to clown her.
He likes butt now. He don't like no more. He likes butt. And I've honestly always thought that Blueface swung for the other team simply because of his hatred for women.
Being tatted on a H is not a flex. You literally slept with Cardi B's husband. That's when Chrysian threw the line everybody ignored. She claimed she'd seen DL Corn in his search history and said, "Nothing wrong with being bisexual. Just let a girl know before she falls in love." At the time, most folks wrote that off as spite. Today, it looks more like a breadcrumb. It wasn't the only one. Remember that Kai stream? Blue bragged he once hooked up with a little person.
I just always felt like Blueface, when given the opportunity, he was gonna take some ass. They're more loyal.
Chrysian didn't even ask, "Who's the girl?" She shot back, "Was it a boy or a girl?" Like she'd seen enough to make that a real question. It froze the room. Why would that be her first instinct? Unless she knew something. Then the older footage resurfaced. Blue hovering over his 6-year-old asking, again and again, if the kid was on the DL, testing him with dancers in the house, trying to read his reaction like it was an experiment.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, he keeps talking about people wearing dresses." No, it's not.
That is a weird thing.
It's not like that. Look at it from a different way. Look at it.
Critics called it weird and invasive. Defenders said it was trolling. Either way, the fixation felt pointed. Then jail happened, and the rumor mill hit a new gear. Posts started claiming Blue had relationships inside, flipping the usual celebrity gets victimized narrative and saying he was the one doing the choosing.
Show me one person that ever wore a dress in Hollywood unsuccessfully. That's how you understand what a ritual.
Some voices said he allegedly had a full-on jail boyfriend and even promised a ring. None of that is court documented, it's chatter, but it reframed how people read his body language and post-release choices. Suddenly, the weird poses, the softer photo sets, the lingering looks weren't just style. To some, they looked like someone who'd been claimed. And then the Cole Kerrigan moment detonated. Cole, drag performer, influencer, said Blue slid in after Cole's pics went viral. He posted DMs, then uploaded a clip of himself with a man whose torso tattoos matched Blue's, frame for frame. The internet lost it. Blue's response?
You got the lubricant?
Who the fuck is lubricant, baby? You know this one's like what?
What if I want to go in the buttocks?
Yeah.
I'm not suing nobody for defamation. If y'all believe that, that's on you. Which, fair or not, only fueled the why not deny and sue questions. If it's fabricated, easy bag, right? He didn't pursue it, at least not publicly, and that became its own kind of answer for a lot of people.
Hey, you with it, huh?
Is it kind of weird that the first day out of prison, Blueface is suggesting some type of...
Fast forward to the live stream days after his release. Most dudes fresh out talk like they missed regular intimacy. Blue's first on-mic curiosity, backdoor talk with Chrysian. It was jarring in context. Pair that with months of hints about his search history, the Kai question, and the Cole posts, and viewers said the quiet part. Either he's exploring and not ready to say it, or someone inside rewired what he's comfortable asking for out loud. Again, that's speculation. Nobody owes the internet a label, but if you're trying to read why this story won't die, that's why. Now the face tattoos. That's where conspiracy went full neon.
action to his woman? Or do you guys think that this is just normal behavior for them And that is what he was doing before he went to prison.
When Blue walked out, his face was smothered in seemingly random logos. Chase, Walgreens, MLB, YSL, patchwork chaos across forehead, cheeks, jaw. Some fans said the ink looked intentionally rough, not like paid shop work. The prison branding theory popped. He was forcibly marked, property style, by inmates. Others plugged it into the humiliation ritual narrative. Cat Williams' long-running claim that industries break talent on purpose, humiliate them, repackage them, profit off compliance. Cat's point was never, a dress is just a dress. It was that humiliation symbolizes submission. We can make you do anything. Replace the dress with disfiguring face ink and the metaphor tracks for folks who already believe in that machinery. Here's the harder, grimmer angle that mixes both worlds. Insiders say that if a celeb gets softened up in prison, isolated, pressured, compromised, the system outside can finish the job. You walk out in debt, financial or personal. You walk out with dirt hanging over you, and suddenly you're very manageable. Tattoos like that become a billboard. He's owned. Do we know that happened here? Number. Is it how the internet is processing the visual? Absolutely. There's also a less cinematic explanation. Prison is a different ecosystem. People do things for survival. Join groups, take orders, go along to get out. Some branding happens for dominance or pure amusement. If that's the case, those logos don't signal occult rituals. They signal that fame doesn't insulate you from humiliation when you don't control the room. It's still a horror. It's just not mystical. We should also talk about the sexuality piece without turning it into a weapon. If Blueface is bi or fluid, that's his business. Plenty of men live in a world that punishes honesty, especially in rap, and that pressure births secrecy. What's not okay is using a child as a prop in that struggle or projecting your fears onto him. Those DL'd clips with his son were uncomfortable because kids are not your litmus test, and their privacy isn't your content. On the adult side, though, consenting adults are consenting adults. What people are actually mad about is not the possibility he's bi. It's the contradiction between the brand, hyper-masculine, antagonistic, and the receipts, messages, preferences that tell a different story. Zoom out, and you see why the pattern feels too neat to ignore. Pre-jail breadcrumbs, Christian's claims, the search history line, Kai's boy or girl moment, the Cole Kerrigan receipts, DMs matching tattoos clip, no lawsuit, the post-release shift, backdoor talk, flat eyes, low energy, stiffness, the face branding bomb, random corporate logos like a sticker sheet, stack those and you get a narrative people will believe, even if pieces are muddy, because the whole looks like a confession the man won't say directly. But be careful, not everything viral is verifiable. A cellmate said is not evidence. DMs can be edited, clips can be staged, and prison rumor has its own economy, clout, envy, leverage. If you anchor your take to allegations like they're facts, you're doing what you accuse him of, playing a part. Keep the language clean. Alleged, reportedly, appears, seems, according to, protects you and your audience. Two truths can live together. One, there's enough smoke to say the image Blueface sells doesn't match the receipts he's left. Two, none of that justifies turning homophobia into content or diagnosing him with trauma you can't see. If he's closeted or exploring, that's human. If he was harmed inside, that's a human rights issue, not a punchline. If the tattoos were forced, that's assault. If they were chosen, that's autonomy, even if the choice confuses you. So what happens next? Watch for three tells. First, legal posture. If more explicit content surfaces and he still refuses to file defamation, that's information. Second, brand pivot. Does he lean into it's all entertainment, double down on shock, and monetize the mystery? Or does he go quiet, hit the gym, laser the ink, and restage a rebrand tour? Third, music and money. Whenever someone looks compromised, check the paperwork. New deals, new splits, new gatekeepers. Control often shows up in contracts before it shows up on faces. Quick reality check for the audience. You can be curious without being cruel. You can follow a public figure's contradictions without using slurs or dragging a kid. And you can admit you don't know everything while still acknowledging patterns you can see. If you want updates that separate receipts from rumors, subscribe now. This channel flags what's confirmed, what's contested, and what's straight clout chasing. Final thought on the humiliation narrative. Cat Williams' warning sticks because it explains what we've all seen. The industry loves breaking people publicly. Sometimes that looks like a dress. Sometimes it's a meltdown. Sometimes it's ink you can't hide. Whether Blueface is the latest case study or just the latest Rorschach test says as much about us as it does about him. We want the tough guy. We also want the confession. The truth is probably messy and somewhere in between. So, was Blue really living that prison wife life, as the rumor crowd swears? Or did the internet do what it always does? Connect 100 dots he never wanted visible and draw the boldest possible picture? If Christian's old claims suddenly scan, what else has he been hiding behind the bark and the bravado? Drop your take below. Keep it human. If you found this breakdown useful, hit like so it reaches the people arguing with half the story. And if you want the next update the second a new receipt lands, subscribe with notifications on. We'll be back with the follow-up that sticks to evidence and leaves the cheap shots on the cutting room floor.